Hi Nitroz, welcome back in a new video. If you follow me since a bit of time, you know that I used to be a student until like quite recently, being like August 2022. And there are stuff that I learned while being a student, while being an intern, or even in my daily life after being a student, that basically made my life easier as a young adult. So therefore, basically what's gonna happen is that today in this video, I'm gonna give you 10 things that I used to do and that I still do to make my life easier as a student slash worker slash looking for a job in internship person. The first one is just a perspective changer. Let me explain. I used to do to-do lists, so list of tasks I have to do that's like super long and that are most of the time super unmotivational things to do. And rather than doing this way, I switched to a I did list. So basically a list of things I was able to do during the time, the day or the week or whatever. This way, rather than being like, oh yeah, I had to do that during the period of this list, it's more like, oh hell yeah, I did this, I did that, I did this. And it's just like a perspective thing changer, but when you are a bit down or unmotivated or something like that, it makes you feel like way better. The second thing is having an apartment slash home slash house, whatever, routine. And basically it's just like, rather than having to do everything on Saturday, I split it during the week. I'm gonna give you an example. In my studio, so basically a tiny kitchen, a big room, which was my bedroom, living room, whatever, and the bathroom, I split things by area of the apartment. For example, Monday was bathroom cleaning, Tuesday was more of a floor mopping, etc., etc. And this was super helpful. And one of the day, usually it was the Friday, I was doing a decluttering of my study slash working area, basically my desk. I was like spending maybe half an hour to 1 hour removing all the coffee cups, all the water bottles that were empty, all the notes that were not useful anymore. Everything that was here but would have been bothering me for the next week was removed on Friday night, so I could start fresh on the next week. Third point is basically just like the house routine, but for your studies or your job. Every day you will do the main topics that you want. For example, I was studying in business, so I would have, for example, Monday was accounting, Tuesday was economy, Thursday was Korean, whatever classes I had. And this way, if you like do this subject in a way that it's like repetitive, first you learn better. Second, if something happens that was not planned, you can squish it really easily because you will already know where you need more time to practice, where it's going to be just like a few exercise or few notes you want to like rewrite afterwards. This was mostly to avoid feeling overwhelmed and having to do everything at the same time. Something really important also to do is to not wait the last moment to do something. I'm saying this, but I was a huge procrastinator, so I cannot say anything really on this, but work-wise it helped me a lot to not wait the last minute to do something. I would suggest you to prioritize by deadline, so when you have to give back the thing and the difficulty. Something which is hard and has a short deadline will be top priority, then a short deadline but easy, long deadline hard, long deadline easy, because you know that you will spend less time. And the things that are easy can be squished between multiple things. If you study with friends or with classmates or family or something, when it comes to vocabulary learning, I would suggest to make it a game. You know, like for example, you have the post-it on your face with the word you have to guess, and someone in front of you will try to explain you the word so you can guess it. And this way you are going to learn the vocabulary by having example or definitions, and they will have to remember the definitions of the words that you're gonna have on your face. So this way it's like both people learning at the same time. Tip number 4, it's mostly for after university, but it can be still useful during university, is to keep learning. you will have to keep learning, even if it's something that has nothing to do with your field of study, but it's something that you like to do on the side. Learn about it, like just get reference, read books, watch videos, watch documentaries, I don't know, go to exposition, museum, everything. Just keep learning after you are done with your studies, and even if you have a job, because your brain will like that you have like multiple subjects and not always the same thing, and it will also make you more happy. So I would suggest you to keep learning on subjects that you like, obviously, that can be or not linked with your university or job. Tip number 5 is to create your own way of memorizing and learning things. What people will say is that there is like multiple way of learning things, one for each people kind of, but it's kind of true, but there is like things in common that most people have. You are as mostly someone that will learn by writing down things. You can be someone that learn by listening to something, by watching something, by hearing someone talk, by doing exercises, whatever. Find your way and just like grab it and do it this way. If you are someone that learn by talking it out loud or listening to it, just record yourself. If you are more of a writer, write summary of it. Like you write a summary, you wait like maybe 1, 2, 3 days, you write another summary, and you see how more in depth you can go each time. All of that, like maybe within a time limit or something like that. If you are more of a visual learner, YouTube. Basically, if you are, for example, for math problem or thing like that, YouTube has a huge things. You will find also stuff on Reddit, for example. If you are more of an exercise, Google will be your friend. You can find plenty exercise with corrections afterwards. Tips number 6, which is actually one of the most important tips to remember, is that your health matter. I know that while being a student, or if you have like a really stressful job, you will not prioritize your health. You will not drink enough, or you might drink like me 5,000 energy drinks and coffee a day. You will maybe not eat enough, or you will just binge at the end of the day because you are so hungry and you didn't eat from the whole day, or you will just be sitting at your desk for 5,000 hours not moving. I'm gonna give you a few tips regarding this thing. So the first one is obviously to take breaks even if you are working or studying. It can be just like getting a glass of water, going 2 minutes by standing up, something like that, but take breaks. I'm gonna suggest you Pomodoro's timer, which is basically you study for 25 to 30 minutes and you take 2 to 5 minute breaks. You can obviously switch the times every time, but yeah, most of the times that's how it goes. Second one is to stay hydrated, whether you have a huge jar of water next to you, or if you stay up just to grab your glass of water when your break is starting. Just keep your hydration. If you're not a water friend, you can also go for tea or tea-free tea, or coffee, but don't overuse coffee, obviously. You can also have like syrup or whatever you feel like you want to. You need like basically to keep your system boosted, but you need like to have enough hydration for your brain to work correctly. Obviously, keep eating too. I'm talking about hydration, but eating is really important too. So don't forget to eat. And for this, I would suggest you, if you are like, for example, during exam period, to just meal prep everything. Do a bunch of pasta or of rice or whatever. Prepare your chicken or whatever you want to eat, or your veggies, and prepare everything, put everything in tiny box, and just like microwave it when you have to eat. This way you don't have to focus on having to prepare your food for the full week, or be like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to order again, and then think, oh fuck, I'm fucked up for the end of the month, I don't have enough money. And obviously take care of yourself and treat yourself. If you don't feel good, just go and see someone. I know most of the people will be like, yeah, but it's for the, if you seek for help, blah blah blah. We are not our parents and grandparents' generation. If you feel that you need help, I'm gonna talk about as a French university student, you can go see the psychologist or the doctor from the university. It's completely free, and they will be listening to you without any judgment. Trust me, I've done it, been there, done that, and actually totally worth it, because they are really open-minded and really listening to you. And yeah, if it's a budget reason, just know that you can do it for free at the university. Tip number 7 is to set up goals that are reasonable and to go with small goals rather than one big one. Let me give you an example, something that have nothing to do, but it's gonna work. Imagine I want to build my dream setup for gaming and shit. That's a huge goal because it might include your computer, the screens, keyboard, cameras, lights, everything. That is a huge budget and everything. But if you go like, oh, first thing first, what should I buy first? Okay, microphone. I'm gonna buy my microphone. Second goal would be like, I'm gonna put aside and then buy myself a webcam or a camera. Third one would be like, oh, I can buy my first screen. Fourth one would be like, oh, I'm gonna buy my PC itself. And then be like, oh, now I'm gonna buy my second screen. Oh, let's add a bit of lighting. This way, by like segmenting everything into a small step, it will make you feel a bit better and it will make you think that you can achieve your goal way more realistically. Goes the same with studying. It's way easier to say, okay, this week I'm gonna learn chapter 1 rather than like this week I have to learn everything of this topic. Tip number 8 is to create a network. It might be possible that at least one of two of your teacher or colleague talk to you about it, but a network is important. It will help you anyway. It can be basically for like learning things, for having people that you can reach out about a topic, or maybe to get an internship, get a job, whatever. It's useful. There is only one platform that works when it comes to professional things like this. It's LinkedIn. I know your teacher might have asked you to create a profile. Trust me, it's useful to work on this. I'm currently working on mine. I've been like starting to challenge myself to post on a weekly basis, like 1 to 2 times a week on LinkedIn to like grow my community, if you can say it like that, and basically to post content about the subject I wish to work in industry-wise, or stuff that I like and that I can share my expertise on. Basically kind of like doing YouTube videos, but on a professional network. Go on LinkedIn, make your profile, make it professional. Tip number 9 is budget. I know it's the worst thing ever to try to budget everything, especially like currently. Yeah, I'm gonna say one thing is that if you are a student, don't think everything that you see on the web is true. It's super motherfucking hard to save money as a student, except if you have a lot of family or wealth advantage at first. But the best you can try is to try, as I said, to get through the 70-20-10 method, which is 70% of your budget for expense that you have to have and that you cannot change even 1 cent about it, like your rent, your insurance, medical one, or car one, everything like this that comes every month, and that's here and you cannot basically do shit about it. Then 20% is more for food, transportation, internet, things like these, things that you still need actually to have. But for example, if you see that you, I don't know, like meat cost way too much, but you can save a bit if you go to another shop, that's why it goes to the 20%, because you can still make tiny change on a daily/weekly basis about it. And the 10% is what you're gonna try to save. I said try to because sometimes it's not possible, but yes, try to save at least 10%. It will be very useful. For example, in case of any emergency, you will have this 10% aside to help you financially, rather than having a surprise because, I don't know, your washing machine broke. Or last tip is tip number 10, and it's to use a software where you can track everything. I used to have notebooks everywhere. I used to have post-its everywhere. I still have some, but for really specific tasks now. But you know, when you look for something and you don't know if it's on a post-it, on your phone notes, on your computer notes or something, it makes you really overwhelmed really quickly. And so to avoid that, I switched to one software which is free, which is why I'm talking to you about it, because money is money. It's Notion, and it's, before you ask, I am not at all partnered or something with Notion. I just use it for my daily life, for YouTube, for job hunting, and for like 3,500 things. So I'm gonna suggest it to you because it's, as I said, free, and you can make most of it with a free version. You can obviously pay if you want maybe to go for your whole family stuff or something like that, but if you are alone like me, basically the free version is like way more than enough. I'm gonna give you a few examples of what I did on Notion so you can like see what's possible. It's not everything because like you can basically do everything in it. There is even like templates for people that are beginner on Notion if you don't know how to manage things. So the first thing I used to have is a database. So basically a big folder that had like small folder inside and then documents, just like you would have on your computer, but I had that for my university. And then I could like put little tags in it. So by semester, when my exam date was or something like this. So everything would be for university at the same place, and I could like basically see with a calendar when my next homework or important things was planned to be. And that was actually just amazingly practical because everything was here, and you can like share a page to someone. So if one of my classmates was sick or something, I would just like click share, send them the link. For more now basis, I have basically another database because I don't use obviously the university one anymore, which is with an agenda in it. And then I have everything concerning YouTube actually, like when I need to shoot, what I need to shoot, the script of the videos, everything like that, my ideas. I also have LinkedIn post where everything is like gathered here. So the script, the text, the image, what I plan, how I plan it, by topics, by dates. I also put my medical appointment in it. So basically I have a huge calendar where I can track everything. I also have my I did list. I currently also have a database for my job hunting where I have like the status or when I sent my resume, which company, what place, the status of it, if I have an interview. You can also put your portfolio and or your resume on it. You can make budget planner like the one we were talking a tiny bit earlier. You can make a holiday planner. You can add widgets to such like the Pomodoro timer I was talking a bit earlier. You can add clocks, you can add quotes or like whatever you want. That's not all of it. You can obviously do a big thing on top of that. Like for freelance, you can have your client database on it. It's really huge and you can do a lot of things from it. So I deeply recommend you Notion. And if you are Notion and you find my way of selling your product basically super interesting, we can just get in touch. Okay, so that's basically it. I hope that you enjoyed the video and that you have found or learned something new that you can like basically put into place in your life to make it easier and better. If you are interested in specific videos about LinkedIn or Notion to know how I make things, you can just type LinkedIn and or Notion in the comment section, and I will basically make the content for you. If you want something quite precise, feel free to specify it. Don't forget to give a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and to follow me if it's not already the case on YouTube, but also on Instagram. And I'm telling you, see you soon in another video. Bye!